I'm laughing because of this movie, but this is a paid request from Efree. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thought streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is Blood Diner. First they greet you, then they eat you. Directed by Jackie Khan, who also did this film I didn't mind called The Being. You know what's funny? I think in my original channel, a review of this. And I think Jackie Khan saw it. Because I swear to God, I believe she left a comment, and then it's not there anymore, but she had a different website that had like a quote from my review of the film on there. I think just at that point, this probably would have been 2008, 2009. No one talked about Blood Diner. It never had a Blu-ray at that point. It does now, but it didn't have a Blu-ray at that point. I don't think I ever picked up that Blu-ray, so I never got to see the special features. I think there's a documentary on there. But yeah, this is one of those things where I think I first heard about this, I want to say from Dead Pit Radio. Good friends of mine. Because I think they talked about this film a bit. I'm like, what the hell is that? Blood Diner? You know, this is an interesting name. This is one of the weirdest. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's crazy, but one of the weirdest fucking films you'd ever see. Just to name some of the stuff in this movie. Because the plot of the film is his uncle wants his two nephews to kill people and take their body parts to make the body for this goddess they want to resurrect called Sheetar. And then you also need a virgin and you need a blood buffet party. But you have an uncle that dies and they dig him up and he becomes just a brain with eyeballs who will say lines like, "You got that right, homo." You got people getting hit with a shovel and their eyeballs popping out. You got a wrestler named Jimmy Hitler. You got a fat guy named Vitamin C. You got nude aerobics, which ends with them getting gunned down. You got a victim whose head gets into batter, like food batter, and when she gets up, her head looks like a hush puppy, or how the hell you call them, and their head gets knocked off with a fucking broom. You have this one guy who's like a fat homeless guy, whatever, and one of our killers runs him down, but he won't stay dead. And he runs him down again, he won't stay dead, all to the song of mumble, 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 and keeps going back and forth to kill the guy, but the guy won't die. To one girl, one of the killers tries to attack, knows kung fu, and beats the shit out of the guy, and she's only killed by a falling stalactite to her head. To a blood buffet where some people are turned into like zombies, and Sheetar has these weird fangs and like a stomach that opens up to a mouth. To at one point they're trying to get into a club and they throw the guy onto the road, and you have one of those cars that are bouncing, and it bounces on the guy's head, and the rest of the people are laughing, and one of the guys goes, "Hey, you okay?" To there's a bit where this guy tries to steal their recipe, or what their recipe for their veggie diner. So they cut his hands off, but then he's driving with no hands going, "You guys, you can't, you make me a cripple, will ya? Okay, you cut my hands off? Okay, you're not going to get away with this." I'm sitting there going, this is fucking insane. This is one of the more insane films out there. And while the acting is not good, because it isn't, it's silly and it's goofy, and I think it's really funny. At times it's bloody. The makeup effects are not the best, but I still got a charm for practical effects. This is just funny. This movie is so fucking insane to me. So fucking insane. I mean, early on, it shows a flashback from 20 years before where it does this thing where you think a killer's going to get these kids, but then you find out he's their beloved uncle. And you hear on the radio, the cops, or the radio goes, he's got a meat cleaver in one hand and his genitals in the other. I like the uncle, he's all bloodied up with a meat cleaver, but he's very nice to his nephews. What you got there, Georgie Porgy? Ah, that looks like some good food. You're going to be a good chef one day. No, I can't stay and play with you. Just don't have some business to attend to. So then he goes outside and gets shot by the cops. So it's 20 years later, and they did the uncle out to get his brain. They do a ritual so the brain is gone, and they put it in a jar, and the brain has a pair of eyes. Oh, and there's a guy that tries to see what's going on, and they hit him in the back of the head with a shovel, and his eyes pop out. And these two, they run this vegetarian diner, but what they secretly do is they kill people, and they put the body parts in the meat. But also what they're doing is they're taking bodies and they're trying to make like a Frankenstein monster type of assemblage, like Frankenhooker, because they need a body for Sheetar. And again, they've got to set up a virgin and this blood buffet and all this other stuff. Now, apparently this was kind of supposed to be a sequel to that Herschel Gordon Lewis film Blood Feast, because that was also about ritual that deals with body parts. But they're like, we'll just make our own. Which I thought was for the best. Because I'm not a Herschel Gordon Lewis fan. But this film, to me, this film is what those films wanted to be. But I think this film succeeds because it just is so wacky and wanty and weird. That's why I would like to see the bonus features as to what the fuck, how the fuck did this movie come to be? And Jackie Khan, for some reason I remember thinking she didn't exist, but she's in one of those In Search of Darkness documentaries, which I didn't get because I'm spending $100 for that shit. But, I mean, she's real, she's there. But just very weird. Very weird movie. The wrestler Jimmy Hitler, he's in there because one of the two killers, he's into wrestling. And there's even a point where they do wrestle in a match. And he wins by biting the guy's leg. Oh, the guy he runs another diner and he wants to steal their formula, or figure out what it is at first. He's also the guy that gets hands cut off and goes, maybe a triple, will you? I'll take care of you. He has a patron at his diner that's a dummy who talks. And like these two cops come in and they see this and they think nothing of it. I guess the idea is that the diner guy is a ventriloquist. Because there's a part where he's like moving his lips, so I guess he's doing a ventriloquist. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the fact that no one calls it out, but it makes it funnier. Because there's a bit where the two killers find out what the guy's doing, and they pick up the dummy, and the dummy's like, no, please. Tell him to put me down. Please, tell me to put me down. So while this guy's fighting for his life, he's still doing the ventriloquist on this fucking life-size dummy. It's just like, what the fuck am I watching? But it's original, it's different, and it's wacky. Now the acting, no disrespect, well I guess sadly, inadvertently it is. The two lead actors, they've passed away. One passed away, I think, just a few years after this, and another passed away, I think, this year. I think it was February, February 2025. I think he passed away. But yeah, the two leads passed away. They don't give good performances. They don't. I'm not going to sit here and lie. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. They're pretty crappy. I will say this, it's more about how quirky the whole movie is. It's a very short film, an hour and 20 some minutes. It goes by at a pretty fast pace. There's always something weird coming out of the bubble, so to speak. It's always something weird, something strange, something crazy, something fucked up, and you're like, what the fuck? There's a person who gets cut in half, because apparently this person was made of butter. Either this guy had the sharpest knife, the knife, such a knife, such a task. He either had adamantium sharp knife, like a machete, or this girl was made of paper. Because he does this, and the girl just goes, like that. Like just one clean sweep cuts her in half. I'm like, wow, that girl was made of some bad paper. Or so, yeah, is it? Or again, he had adamantium claws, or a blade or something. Anyway, so I mean, there's funny. I mean, this movie you cannot take seriously. It's not meant to be. And even the trailer, I think the trailer I thought was well done because they shot new material, new footage, where this guy is very much this entree guy, trying to sell you on the blood diner, and then he starts realizing just how crazy it is, and he starts freaking out more and more. What's funny is that he's a better actor than a lot of the people in the movie. If you watch the trailer, that guy's acting is better than the actual actors. There's also these two cops, which their acting wasn't great either. The lady cop I didn't mind. She's not Halle Berry, but LaNette LaFrance as Sheba Jackson. This was the only film she did. I think just something about her. I liked her attitude. I liked her look. Again, she's not a great actress. There's really nobody here are great actors or actresses. Except maybe the guy who plays the uncle. I liked him. Even his voice. You got that right, homo. Which is funny, if you see the TV spot, they changed it to, you got that right, goofball. This is just one of those films that's just fucking insane. And it just bears watching it. Like, trying to explain it, which I kind of did, but it doesn't do it justice. Like I said, the two actors is not that great. Again, I don't mind the lady, Sheba Jackson, the lady detective. I liked her. Her partner, I thought his acting wasn't that great. What's weird about the ending is that the spoilers, the two guys died. Like, the whole blood buffet happens. People are turning like zombies or whatever you want to call it, and the female detective hits one of them, and their head goes into Sheetar's stomach, and his head gets bitten off. So it seems like they stopped the ritual. But then Sheetar explodes. But then she comes back in like a more human form. And gets picked up by this guy who also can't act. It's like, so before I put my salami in you, or what the fuck he said, what's your name? Apparently he doesn't see the 18 sharp fangs over here. Or maybe that's his teeth. Maybe he likes that. Just go off and drive off, and Sheetar is back. So technically the bad guys won. They succeeded, but I'm sitting there going, well, why did she explode for this to happen? Did the ritual actually work? I thought they needed a virgin. I guess maybe that guy was a virgin, so I guess technically it did work. Just It didn't get the version it needed. I don't know, I guess so, whatever. The whole movie is just very strange. It's very weird, but it's very fun as well. Again, it's so weird and just every 5 minutes or 7 minutes something strange happens. I haven't seen that done before. I never see someone's head turn to batter and get knocked out by a broom. I've never seen a lady get attacked but then beats the shit out of the guy with her kung fu skills as she's naked and topless, but then stalactite ends her. I've never seen a guy have a dummy patron and doing his like Jeff Dunham impersonation with the guy. But man, it was fun. It's a fun movie. It was fun watches again. It's weird. It's crazy. I don't know the details about how the fuck this was made. Got to ask my friend Mike if he could find the making of this film. Because sometimes I don't know what site he uses, but he has a site where he can find this stuff. But, yeah. It is what it is. I don't know what else to say. This film kind of defies explanation, but in a fun way. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.